it's your girl Adeola. So last week we were attacked by the enemies of progress. We shot this show. It was ready to drop live and direct. All of a sudden, the drive crashed. How can the drive crash just when the show was about to be released? We don't know who was behind it. It was the enemies of progress somehow. So this is us, reshooting what we shot last week. Baba, you must help your girl. We must get it right. Happy Independence Day, by the way. To all my Nigerian people, 57 years of independence. Can you believe? Unfortunately, we still celebrate with generators. So the moment we no longer celebrate with generators, that is when I would know that we are now independent. And speaking of generators, our first story last week before the enemies of progress attacked us, we talked about the governor of Lagos State, Governor Ambode. He bought 120 generators for the police. We were like, generators in 2017? The devil is a lie. Put up my photo with Zaman. You're welcome to this show. Can you guys believe? I was like, what happened to fixing our electricity if the governor is buying generators? You can't even buy them solar panel. Now they have to fuel the generators. You know that? Meanwhile, India says that by the end of next year, all households will have electricity. That is a country of 1.3 billion people. And how much are they spending, by the way? $2.5 billion. That's it. Nigeria, a country of only 180 million people. We're not even up to a quarter of the population of India. Then Obasanjo said that he spent $16 billion to fix our electricity. It's so hot. I need some water. Bami, Obasanjo, the devil is a liar. Baba Yabo. How do you sleep at night knowing that $16 billion disappeared under your nose? Benny, if we are talking about the Ziani, we should be talking about Obasanjo as well. Don't be so, Benny, Baba Yabo. Tell us what happened. What happened to $16 billion? By now, Nigeria should have stable electricity everywhere. And this man will be going about Africa, talking about good governance across Africa. When will you tell us what happened to the $16 billion? Look at this 25-year-old secondary school dropout in Kenya. The guy made electricity for his entire village.
Tulikuwa tumetumia tukiwa watoto wadogo mafuta ya taa kufanya study jioni. Kutoka kwetu nyumbani mpaka kwenye duka iko ni mbali sana. It is ni kama kilometer.
His name is John Magiro. He used simple objects like dynamo and bicycle rim to build a mini hydroelectric power plant at the local waterfall in his village.
Ndahuthagira atawa kangwatira tondu na githoma niko ahuthagira nie atawa kana ndahuthagira ringi ni gathiraga maguta galega kurua wega.
So one day he surprised his mother.
Ndathire rimwe ngioka ngiona kamwaki ni kambĩrĩria gwakana.
He didn't stop there, by the way. He powers his entire village, over 350 homes, and he's only charging them $2 per month. How is he able to do it? One person that all the officials in Nigeria cannot give us electricity. How is he doing it? I think the Nigerian government is knowingly keeping us in the dark. Benny, they are keeping people in the dark while they are promoting the businesses of the Chinese and the Japanese manufacturers that are making generators available in Nigeria. Not be so. Baba Yabo. How do you sleep at that your otter farm every night? And forget about the government. When will ordinary Nigerians follow this guy's example? Why can't we duplicate what he did? I mean, he didn't wait for the government of Kenya, and he explained everything that he did on YouTube. Kudos to the Nigerians that are already doing similar things. People like Alabi Olushola, the man that is generating electricity from potatoes. I need to invite this man to my village.
So have you powered your house with potatoes before?
Yes.
So you don't need electricity in your house. You don't need NEPA light.
I don't even pay NEPA bill at all.
Let's see how bright the light will be. Come on. Oh, you can see it's very bright in the night.
Thank you, Diane, my brother. You're Zafon. These are the people that we need. Forget about government supporting him, by the way. They will not. Individuals have to support him and free themselves from the NEPA bill. And speaking of which, it's been more than 2 years, since this administration took over. Remember, they said that if they don't do well in 2 years, we should stone them. No be so? So how come we are hearing that the Aso Rock Hospital, that is the State House Clinic, has no gloves, common gloves, or syringes, or even cotton wool, despite 3.8 billion naira budget. Thank God for the president's daughter, that is Zara Buhari. She was the one that released this information. You know, some enemies of progress have been abusing the lady since she released this information. You know, at first I was like, my sister, why can't you just tell your daddy about this? You know, she will understand. Abi, you didn't realize that your daddy is the president? And then I was like, maybe the father is in a bubble and shielded from hearing the truth. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, Zara knows that these people needed to be publicly shamed. Benny, and that is what she did. She exposed them. So thank you very much, my sister. You not do well. I don't know how else to say this to Baba Buhari. You not do well, Mr. President. He went back to London, by the way, after the UN General Assembly for another checkup. But he's back to Nigeria. How else can I say it? I've been saying this thing for my very first episode, that we need a good hospital in Nigeria. And if the president is watching, with all that you've been through in the last several months, isn't that enough to challenge you to revolutionize all the hospitals that we have in Nigeria? And if not all, at least start somewhere. Even if it's one, start with one. Do you know that most hospitals in Nigeria don't have oxygen tanks? They don't have CT scans or MRIs or X-rays or laser. Do you know that patients' data is still not computerized in most of our hospitals? In fact, in 98% of our hospitals, I can say that they are still carrying files everywhere. Don't be so. And then we don't have stable electricity at the hospital. Sometimes they will be operating on patients and there will be no electricity. How do you save lives when you don't have electricity? And you know that people are not treated because of money. Like, if you don't have money in Nigeria, they won't treat you even if you are dying. Why? Doctor salaries are also not paid on time. Sometimes they are underpaid. If you don't do anything else, Buhari, if you don't do anything else, because of the health challenges that you faced, you should at least work on our healthcare system. And you are not doing us a favor by doing this. It is your job. Whatever you need to do in correlation with the health minister, just do it. Look at how quickly Buhari sent soldiers to Aba for Operation Python Dance and then Operation Crocodile Smile. I don't know how crocodile can smile. This is not a military era, and we've been saying it. Mr. President needs to understand that. I also keep wondering why he didn't do any Operation Crocodile when the Fulani herdsmen were killing people. They killed 1,800 people in Benue State alone. In case you are watching, Mr. President, yes, we are still praying for you to get well. I put up my photo with him. We are still praying for you every day that you should get well. But to be honest with you, everything that you've been through, the sickness, that's supposed to be a motivation for you to urgently revive a healthcare sector. Because people are dying. Every day. People that don't have to die, they are dying. Look at this guy. He died last week because 5 different hospitals did not have oxygen tank. How can 5 different hospitals not have one single oxygen tank? And then look at this little girl. She also died because of ear infection. That's the same sickness that took Buhari to London the other time. You guys remember? Meanwhile, the president is able to go to London for this treatment. And you know, these are just 2 people out of thousands of people that died. Even this month alone, you have no idea how many people have died in Nigeria that didn't have to die because of a healthcare system. In most places, there is no emergency number to call if your loved one just collapsed all of a sudden. So if you don't do anything else, Oga Buhari, at least equip one hospital in each state. Let's start from there. That will be 36 hospitals for 80 million people. At least we can start from there. Equip one hospital in each state where people can go to, knowing that at least they will try everything to save their lives or the lives of their loved ones. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Togo, where the same family has been in power for 50 years, after a series of protests, the president, is saying that he's ready to negotiate with protesters. In a referendum, he said that he will agree to 2-term limits. The only problem is that it will only go into effect in 2020, without counting the 3 terms that he's serving right now. And he said he has to be allowed to run in 2020, and that would be his first term. And then he would run again in 2025 before stepping down in 2030. Of course, the people of Togo said the devil is a liar. They said he must step down right now, not 2030. Can you imagine? He wants to be president till 2030. The devil is a liar. So they continue their protest despite police harassing and shooting them. This is a 9-year-old boy that was killed, and also a 15-year-old boy, Rashad. He was shot and he eventually died when they were doing his surgery. Some protesters also drowned when they jumped in the river to escape the police. This is a video of some protesters that were lucky to be rescued by bystanders, so they didn't die, but there were some that died. Meanwhile, the president shut down the internet again instead of him to just step down honorably. Can you believe? And speaking of honor, by the way, I was shocked. I was shocked when I heard that my sister in the Lord, you know, Johnny oh, yes, Yemi Alade, thank you very much, very beautiful lady. When I heard that she sang to campaign for the president in 2015 when he was running for the third term. Who is your man? The man of the year. Fadza, my dear, my sister in the Lord, you are singing Togo, who is your man? Four is your man. You are number one, the man of the year. Auntie Yemi, what happened? The president's name is 4, by the way. Can you imagine? But you know what pained me in this matter? Because some people will say that, oh, she was just hustling for money. There's nothing wrong with hustling for money. But you know, when this story came out, do you know that she denied it? She denied it. Oh, she said that she did not sing any campaign song, that she only went to perform at a festival event where the president was present. And I'm like, yeah, we saw that live performance as well. Thank you very much, Koilowo, for playing it. But this one that we are talking about, it was a music video. Auntie Yemi, the president's name was written Bagada. You kept saying 4 in that your video. All because of 4. The president 4. All because of 4. The president 4. Thank you very much. Yes, Auntie Yemi, how can you deny such a thing? Next time, my sister, you can just say, sorry, people of Togo, I didn't know this is what will happen, whatever. But you know, the truth of the matter is he's been oppressing his people for a long time. I don't even know why you will sing for him. Nice picture in the private jet, by the way. They said the president was the one that sent the private jet to pick her up. Anyway. Come back to private jet. I think Emirates from Okada to taxi and now private jet. You know, Togo has been good to this lady. Anyway, you also posted a photo, by the way, you know, where you were shaking the hands of the president and you were talking about hanging out with him. And then you said in this photo, you said that you are still waiting for your Ferrari. Sure, you understand? I hope you got your Ferrari, by the way. So, my sister, please move closer in case you're watching. In fact, all Nigerian celebrities, please move closer. I just want to say that it's not good. Amber, it's not good. Whatever you know that we Nigerians cannot take from other people, stop doing it in other countries. It is not good. Imagine that time when Obasanjo said he wanted to do third term. Imagine if a Togolese musician that is very popular comes to Nigeria and starts singing about how Obasanjo is our number one. The way we would chase this musician out of Nigeria. Hey, father, we would chase him or her, you know. So me, I'm not saying you should not hustle for your money, but everything cannot be about money. There are times you have to take a stand for what is right. And by the way, to all our celebrities in Nigeria, when will you start singing about the situation of things in Nigeria? Hey, why is nobody talking about the situation of things? All these celebrities, it is only when they are affected. And do you know that you are not spared? It is affecting you as well, whether you are talking or not. Because we see some of you asking for donations for surgery in India. They will be collecting donations online. I mean, if all our musicians would sing about the state of our hospitals in Nigeria, by now, the government would have done something. Benny, if everybody, Whiskey, Davido, Tiwa Savage, all of them, Yemi Alade, if everybody is singing that the hospitals are not conducive, don't you think the government will start running around trying to fix the hospitals? I know that some people will come and defend our musicians. They are making money. You are trying to defend them. All I'm saying is that these people, these celebrities, they actually have the power to effect change in Nigeria. Anyway, back to Togo. The people of Togo are protesting, not just in Togo, but all over the world. They are protesting in Paris, in Atlanta, in Germany, in New York, and so on and so forth. And we'll keep you guys posted regarding what's happening there. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Rwanda, why is Paul Kagame harassing a woman, a 35-year-old woman? Why can't he pick on his mates? I beg. This 35-year-old woman, Diane, was the only female candidate that challenged him during the elections. First of all, they started circulating nude pictures, which she said were photoshopped. So they were circulating these nude pictures, and then they beat up and jailed some of the people that were working with her while she was trying to get signatures. You guys know that in Rwanda, you need at least 600 signatures for you to run. So she didn't get 600 signatures, she got 1,100 signatures. But the Kagame's government refused to validate the signatures. They said that they were not valid. Can you guys imagine? They said only 572 signatures were valid. Haba! So they disqualified her based on that. They said that she couldn't produce 600 signatures. Kagame is so afraid of this lady that he won't even let her name appear on the ballot paper. So then he said he won the election by 99%. And I'm like, really? Who wins a presidential election by 99%? Except dictators. So the man has been president now for 17 years. Why is that not enough? Considering the fact that he was also the Minister of Defense before he became president. He was also the Vice President before he became president. He's been in government now for 22 years. But obviously it's not enough. Now, after the election, they arrested this lady. They arrested her mom. They arrested her sister. They said they did not pay taxes. And I'm like, shoo, it is now that you're suddenly realizing that. In fact, if that were to be true, they would have used that against her before the election. Don't you think so? And then they accused her of forging signatures during the campaign. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. If she had used these signatures to run, maybe this would make sense. But you didn't allow her to run with those signatures. You disqualified the signatures. And now you are arresting her for forging the signatures that you disqualified. And the whole time you were disqualifying her, you did not say that the signatures were forged. Haba, somebody is lying somewhere. So they kept her for days. They kept her and her mom and her sister at an undisclosed location. And then they put her under house arrest. Now they arrested her again. This time around, they said that it's because she's planning a coup. I'm so confused. Like, seriously, why can't Kagame just have one story? Because he keeps changing his story about this woman. First of all, it was taxes, and then signatures, and now coup. Really? She was planning a coup? Kagame, how convenient. And of course, some Rwandans would defend this man, even though they know that this is not right. And even though none of them can aspire to be president so long as Kagame is alive, they can't even protest. Keep in mind, by the way, that this is exactly what Kagame did to another woman that challenged him in 2010. I'm talking about Victoria Ingabire. Some people call this woman the Nelson Mandela of Rwanda. She was living in the Netherlands with her family, but she was actively involved in the Rwandan politics as an opposition member. And then she went back to Rwanda, and in 2010, all opposition parties merged and they made her their presidential candidate. The same way that he blocked Diane from running, Kagame also blocked this woman from running. In fact, he did not allow her to register her party. Now, after the election, he arrested her and said that she was forming an armed group with the aim of destabilizing the country. They charged her with terrorism and threatening national security. Do you guys know that they sentenced this woman to 15 years in prison? At first, they sentenced this woman to 8 years in prison, and then they increased her sentence to 15 years in prison. 15 years! It's been 7 years now because she was actually in custody for 2 years. So they've imprisoned her for 2 years before they finally sentenced her. In fact, some people are starting to forget about this woman already. She's been in jail now for 7 years. And the latest story about this woman is that she's now being starved. Right there in the prison. Now they are starving her. And she's not the only one, by the way. There are thousands of political prisoners in Rwanda. People like Bernard Ntaganda, an opposition leader who was jailed for 4 years, he's been released. And also Agnes Nkusi, she's a journalist that was also jailed for 4 years because of stories that she reported. Thank God that she has also been released. But you know, there are thousands of others, not to mention those who disappeared. But you know what? The world is watching whether Kagame likes it or not. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So before I sign out, I want to thank the people of Gambia for presenting an award to your girl last weekend. Thank you so much. They showed me so much love. I said to Koledo, we must move to the Gambia. Apparently, a lot of Gambians watched the show. What? Shout out to Gambians. A huge shout out to the organizers of the event. I'm so sorry if I didn't say your name correctly. I apologize. People like Shenoba, Siga Jagne, Pasikao Kujabi, thank you so much to Kulose, Nanama Keita, and of course my big sister Fatu Kamara. Thank you so much. You guys didn't have to give me an award. I mean, me and Koledo, we are just doing our jobs, you know. But thank you so much. By the way, I met the new president, and of course I told him that he's now on my plasma TV that I'm watching him. So also I met the first lady who told me that she watches the show. I was like, what? Say what? And also a huge congratulations to my partner in crime, that is Jeffrey Smith. meet. They gave him an award as well. He's an amazing guy, doing wonderful things for African countries. Thank you so much, Gambians. And you know, I met a woman who told me that day that, do you know I'm your real mother? I said, father! I said, of course you are my real mother. I've been looking for you all my life. Where have you been? So now that I've met my Gambian mother, my real mother, I feel blessed. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next week, I'ma see y'all later. Peace out!